I'm here again. But this time it actually feels like my real body. Alright. Who the fuck are you?
Huh. Let's see. Connor asked me to investigate something for him,
Counter?
and here I am.
You're joking me.
Hmm.
I can't sense Counter's energy anywhere close. Hell, I can't sense him at all. Everybody else's key feels distorted. Why do I why do I feel like I've seen you somewhere? But I can sense that malice in your heart.
Hmm. Oh. We're doing this. Really didn't want to right now, but fine.
I'm gonna get this over with
Oh,
quick.
and that was my water bottle. It's fine, it was closed. Just gonna
Time to get this over
put that
with
over there.
quick. Time shift. Where's my time shift? Body? What is going on with you? You know what? Just gotta start off with a smash then. Delaware Detroit! Smash! That usually sends that opponent flying. I'm pushing out maximum output. Okay.
I don't really want to fight.
So what? Making a fool out of me?
I just don't want to fight. You're the one that attacked me. I told you
Because
to
I can
check out the
already sense the
situation.
malice within you. That darkness.
I'm basically a creature of darkness. It's kind of my nature. Look,
Just like the
Counter
clock,
can explain the
right?
situation better than me.
Counter. Oh. Because I don't sense him.
Yeah, well, you're in the future, buddy. Effectively. Kinda. Different timeline, technically. Look, Counter is better at this stuff than I am.
Explain now.
Long story short, iteration 22.
No way. No. I have not. I couldn't have failed. I trained day in, day out. I did not take any jokes. I was always deadpan, serious. I don't know how to relax. Only because I know there's a bigger threat out there. Time shift should have worked. Why can't I activate time shift? Technical difficulties, chat? Technical difficulties? Why? Why?
Sorry.
If I had time shift, this would already be over. And more technical difficulties? Dear God. You're lagging. Please survive this. Fine, lag, clear up for them. Is this world overwhelming them?
Bye-bye. Do I live
Yeah.
finally? Finally, sheesh.
Okay. Well, anyways, if you say you know counter, you should know about our say
Yeah.
in pride.
Yep.
Take me down and I might defeat. And I might actually accept it. I'm a fighter
Okay.
at heart. Smash!
Ow.
I.
Like I said, 22 iterations.
Still. Come on, time shift. Work with me. Why isn't.
It doesn't hurt a bit, but
Ah! You've yet to throw a punch. Which is starting to piss me off!
Is there just frost forming on his hand that she grabbed? I don't use that trick often.
My heat, the heat from my rage will already burn it off. Ugh. Now my gloves are all wet. Thanks. Okay. Okay, I can still compete. Come on. Time shift. Why isn't my time shift working? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Possibly power gap, possibly location we're in. I don't know the mechanics of it, so.
It feels like it's gone. Transferred?
Well, technically not me exactly, but been through quite a few iterations. 22 exactly. Specifically, I'm a culmination of all my own past iterations.
Whatever. Still, haven't landed a single punch. You have been holding back. I don't care. Maybe I just need to push out more power.
Trust me. You don't want to see me not holding back. That does hurt, admittedly. Is there
Where?
just like just ice on the field? I'm not particularly great with ice magic, but
Fight me hand to hand.
not really my style, but fine. Punch.
Ow. Okay, you can handle it. Okay. Delaware, Detroit, smash! Okay. Need to...
Just right in the back of the head. Just pop.
Okay. Keep standing. Damn it, my attacks are growing
Flick.
weaker. No, I can't be tapping out this early.
Like I said, there's technically quite the time. Okay, right in the face. Ow. Jeez, Cyber would be so much better at handling this situation, but of course she's not here because of the whole memory loss stuff. I know it's pretty better, admittedly.
I am not down for the count yet. I'm not classic Chargabe for nothing. Really starting to fly.
You do realize what I am, right?
We can both. I can fly as well. I really.
Yeah.
Where am I godly farting? Where's my godly farting?
Probably with the current classic.
No. I could not have been taken down. No. I refuse to believe it. I refuse. I could not have been beaten. Time shift should have been enough. Ignoring the laws of inertia. Sure, it was weaker than I would like it to be, but it worked.
Look, take it from me. Failing, especially when you thought you would have, it does suck a lot. But you can't change the reality.
We're still in the third. This is no way. There's no way. This is the 22nd.
Do you even know who I am? Other than the name I gave you?
You said C. No.
Yeah,
Something so fuzzy.
figured.
Fuzzy. It
I
feels
assume
like
the name Sierra doesn't ring a bell either.
it feels like I should.
Technically, at that iteration, Sierra would probably be more familiar of a name.
It feels like I should know the name, but it's so fuzzy.
Yeah. Our counterparts in different iterations didn't always meet.
Where's Stargate for all? Where's Stargate for all? What the fuck? Could have summoned upon that. Am I even real?
Just gently curls a wing around him. You're very real.
Why does this not feel right? I'm I'm supposed to be strong.
You are in that time, but the enemies get stronger, and so does.
This is
I
true.
know what it's like to fail like this.
Does this
Technically,
since you know Counter so well, where's his scar?
mm, he has multiple. Technically,
So this is
uh,
truly another iteration.
yeah.
So,
Admittedly, one of them's technically my fault, but I was also kind of. I was kind of a bit corrupted, okay?
you hurt him. Of all
He's like
people.
basically my little brother, okay? I was not in
That
my
makes
right
it
mind.
even worse. He is a
I
kind
was.
and caring soul. He is hopeful
Yeah.
beyond no belief.
I know. I know. Trust me. It's one of those things I look up to him over. At the time, though, I let my own darkness get the better of me and essentially was corrupted. Amongst other things.
You let yourself,
I-
didn't you?
I was
You I guess
mostly
right.
angry at this iteration's classic, and he was in the crossfire.
So you did.
It's
did
not
it
my proudest
only-
moment.
You did it only because of anger towards this classic. That is
Yeah. Like I said, not my finest moment.
pathetic.
Yeah, I
Could've-
am.
With your level of strength, you probably could have beaten him on your own. But you decided, no, corruption.
Me and Classic at the time were on par with each other.
If you knew his move, you can predict.
Yeah. Like
The
I said,
reason-
not my finest moment.
The reason I developed time shift is for this. One, if I did fail, it would pass on to the next iterations.
Mhm.
Two, it ignores the laws of inertia. For at least me, I can slow down on at least how fast I'm moving. Just by saying low shift.
Yeah. And it's certainly gotten stronger over the iterations from what little I've seen and heard from Classic.
I could use it on myself for 15 minutes.
Mm.
After that period of time, my body would be in immense pain, but still functional.
Yeah.
What is the
It's
damage
definitely
now?
grown and changed over time. The damage? Just, being unable to breathe for a little bit.
That is worse than the
Well,
backlash.
if they
than
keep
I
going
had.
anyway.
That's the backlash
Yeah.
of it. So,
Yeah.
if they use it for the full 15 minutes,
Yeah,
don't tell me the time has actually shortened.
it has, yeah.
How much stronger did it get? How? Work anymore? Does
Yeah,
it?
the character trying to remember. I'm pretty sure it was 5? Question mark?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Yay. It's only 5. Only 5
Hell?
before it.
don't tell me it can completely ignores the laws of inertia. He
I'm
can
pretty
actually.
sure it does. I haven't seen it in person because he's trying to not, recklessly use it, understandably.
When I used it, I could I could ignore the laws of inertia to a degree. Using low shift, it would slow down my body, but I would still keep that velocity once I kept it up.
Mhm.
He moved himself not only on a cellular level, but make even parts of his body speed up without making the other parts speed. He just stopped
Mhm.
midair just to throw it off. Him off. This opens. He's going to become way more unpredictable with his movement.
Yeah. My
Reason,
focus, admittedly, isn't on this dimension. Technically, the entity that is, the clock you guys have to deal with. Um, Me and it can't directly interfere with each other technically
breathe, breathe. Don't think about it.
because a different clock has me as its target, and it's a very different situation.
Maybe that's why I
That's
can't
why that
remember
is.
you.
It's
Maybe,
possible.
maybe. What is this
What? It's referred to as a reality portal. Well, the reality portal. I wouldn't recommend trying to go into it.
It looks similar to the one I. Memories are starting to flood back. Right. That space I went to after I failed. There's a portal
Having
similar
my
there.
wings fully out can be cumbersome.
When I.
Yes.
There was something that allowed us to see into the current iteration to a degree.
Makes sense.
It had the colors green, yellow, red, gold. It looked like the hope, all the hope colors, a dark red and a
Hmm.
purple. Be
I think
representing.
one of the other ones mentioned it too. One of the other ones we've spoken. Sorry. um, I know you can't see anything, but notes in the data and stuff are like kind of
Great.
one of my
So you've met.
expertise, and it's
So you
good to
met
get
other
this
classics,
data.
or am I the
Well,
first other?
others from previous iterations, temporarily. Something me and Counter have actually been somewhat working on to gather more information on, knowledge of power and all that.
I'll tell you what
Information directly from them and also data sets
I can tell you
to
what
work
I
with
can.
something we've been working on.
I can tell you
Right?
what I can know. Now that my memory's
I know there
somewhat
isn't like anything visible, but just imagine like a hologram window kind of thing just appearing.
now that my memory's floating back,
Mhm.
all the fast iteration Stargates are in that place. We can see through the portal, but at certain times it's blurry. But we
Mm.
can, we can tell when our power is actually being used. And I say our power, as in the one that we developed ourselves. For me,
The one
it's
that you
time.
passed on to later once.
For me, it's time shift. For the second
Mm.
one, for the second, they feel it very often. Stargate Brawl.
Okay. That checks out.
The fourth, danger sense. The seventh, voice shift. And the 20th, Bashin. How aware is your classic of their abilities?
Um, pretty pretty aware of the ones he's discovered so far, I guess. Probably possibly not every single one. I don't know. Don't like
Oh
really
hell,
like listen stuff.
hell! If only we felt it. Yeah, no, he has a lot to go.
Yeah. Yeah, because I may be a culmination of many past iterations of myself, but like not all my past iterations interacted with the card games and whatnot.
But don't
So
count. Can he just manipulate his voice at will?
yeah, that is something that has popped up.
That's that's voice shift for you.
Okay.
The seventh
Oh, now we have a
iteration.
name for that.
Is he even aware that is one of their abilities?
Probably not, but I kind of guessed since,
It popped out of nowhere.
Yep. And that seems to be a pattern.
Eh, how has he been using it?
Honestly, mostly just goofing off with it, as far as I know.
Idiot. Use it for
Yeah,
fucking
I know he is.
idiot. You can use voice shift to do so much more. Replicate voices. Trick the opponent.
Yeah, just me. He definitely can be a little bit of an idiot sometimes. He can be smart in other ways, though. He's not a total idiot.
I wonder what traits I have an effect on him.
I'm not sure. That's still something I don't even know for my own past iterations, because
I
I've
know
only
he
interacted with a
takes
small handful.
after the third a little. Not the third, the fourth. Ugh, numbers.
Mhm.
The fourth gets
Yep.
very. The fourth gets serious in combat. Something that I've seen
Yeah.
myself that he
Yeah.
does.
That is very, very true. He can get serious when the moment requires it, though he also can be a bit laid back at the too.
Yeah, the fourth is more laid back. I've always been the more serious type. No nonsense.
Yeah.
I never stopped working. I always kept developing my skills.
Mhm.
Because I thought I could beat the clock.
Yeah.
I clearly wasn't.
Yeah. To be fair though, for a long time it hasn't been enough.
The clock
The
is
only
only
reason I'm not like the 23rd iteration is because we barely managed to salvage things.
the clock only goes
Technically.
stronger with every iteration that passes by.
Yeah. But so do all of you.
Yes, but you underestimate the clock's growth. It's absorbing the
I
realities
don't
in my
underestimate the
part.
clock, period. Either one. Even if it is really fun to taunt it. I don't underestimate it.
On it's on ours.
I call it a Grima knockoff because it keeps on trying to possess.
What
You
the
know?
you on about? No, it hasn't.
Uh,
We, yeah,
well, there
we
is an
keep
entity
the,
that has been agreement being acting as an agreement knockoff or something. I don't know.
we have noticed.
I have like so many dimensions under my watch. It's hard to keep track of everything.
We have noticed that one. But one thing we
Yeah.
always can feel the first. The first might not be in that place anymore, but we can feel his power surging whenever that happens.
Yes, the one that started it all.
It's not his fault.
I know.
He never talked.
Just like how with mine, it's not entirely my first iteration's fault for the current situation.
He tried to avoid everyone. And with his damn speed, he was good at it. Was
Mm.
it guilt? What was it?
But yeah, saying trying to possess, then I've been calling Agrima knockoff, but so far it hasn't because it underestimates the wills of, classic counter empire does three. Mostly classic encounter. Really underestimates their will.
They
It's
underestimated
kind of
classic
funny to
for
make fun
sure.
of it for that.
Gino.
It totally underestimates counter.
Gino. Isn't that the one from the destroyed timeline? Well,
Hmm.
reality that he went to a timeline. This timeline.
Yeah. Yep.
If it's through raw willpower, he's the most likely to give in.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. It was going on and on when it like swapped to trying to possess counter. Like, he's the weakest of them. Why am I having so much difficulty? And yada yada. It was actually mildly amusing
He is the
that they
weakest
underestimated counter
physically.
that much.
He is the weakest
Exactly.
physically, mentally. He is on par
He
with
is
Classic.
very strong.
He's on par with
Maybe even
Classic's
stronger, in my opinion.
with Hope. Yes,
Yeah.
but just
I mean, I'm incredibly biased because he's basically forcibly adopted me as his older sister. So,
that's not true.
I mean, that's not actually how it happened, but I just kind of
We
joked
know
it.
about Azul.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I said that.
I mean, after a lot of other stuff happened, it's just kind of.
How did you pick up on me?
Yeah. Hmm?
How did you know about me? Even being.
Know about what?
Well, me even being where I am.
Oh, Counter is actually the one that detected your presence. Like I said, I came here, in his stead because in the situation of a fight, I am more equipped to handle it.
Oh yeah, by the way, every classic has a scar.
Yeah. Yep.
It's actually a requirement for our godly power. Only one that doesn't is the first.
Gee, it's almost like he's kind of the originator of it or something. That was sarcasm.
He did not have godly fighting. He had godly speed.
Which evolved into godly fighting.
No, it would. He accidentally made something to give us godly fighting. Hence why we always have scars. They're predetermined.
Yep.
My scar looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
Honestly, I've seen worse.
I can't remember exactly how I got it. Memory's a little blurry.
I don't have an avatar for it, but insert her like briefly showing the eye and then just quickly. like I said.
What? Why are all counters so hopeful?
I don't know. I don't know why he has faith in me, though. Or at all, for that matter. The moment I revealed my true nature, he just kind of accepted it. I don't get it. I really don't.
He is too nice.
Yeah.
You hurt him. I'll make sure you pay.
I'd like to see you try.
Or that classic will.
Fair enough. I will concede to that.
Because
I don't plan on it.
yeah,
If anything, I'm trying to keep him out of everything I can. Or at least involving my clock and all that. I just...
go ahead. But if you need to
I
talk,
already lost almost everyone once. I don't
make
want to see
sure
it again.
you can talk to him
Mm.
about things,
I know.
He,
He kind of already knows about this stuff, but
he
technically, we already failed. Just barely managed to salvage it because there's, at least for me, there's not enough for a new iteration, so it has to be the 22nd.
looks like my time's nearly up.
Yeah.
I can already feel this classic already being gifted here.
Yeah. Pretty sure I got most of the data, so that's good.
Just do me a favor and keep this
Yeah,
classic out of too much trouble. Because
I'll try.
if he has every trait of every one of us, he can be a little reckless. Thanks to another iteration. It would. What the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
See, why the fuck am I here?
Previous iteration leaking into the current one on its own, which is really strange, but
My head.
got a lot of data from it and a lot of info. Insert just
My-
sliding over the notes.
The fuck is voice shift?
Your thing where you can change your voice.
I thought I just got it for the funny.
Yeah, nope. Apparently that was from a previous iteration.
Why the fuck
of
would they
guessed,
make it?
but-
It's so useless.
Trick. You can be a bit of a trickster with it, if you think about it.
But even throwing off your opponent with that, why does it say time shift has 15 minutes? It only has 5.
The original version of it did.
How much stronger did it grow?
In exchange for the shorter time limit and worse drawbacks, it's stronger though. From how he
Well-
described his version of time shift compared to how yours works.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Instead, it's just like showing a little diagram. I
Well,
like
it
the
make-
idea of her just having these holograms. She can just.
It would make sense. As a fighter myself, I understand with every perk there's a downside as well.
Yep.
For the exchange of what I can do with time shift, it has to have a more drawback because it's not only moving your
Yep.
your body on the cellular level. You can decide what you shift. And hell, if I were to
Yep.
punch you in the gut when I had time shift active, I could change the velocity of what you're feeling with the punch.
Yeah. Also, we have direct confirmation that the previous iterations are in fact weaker power level wise. He tried to fight me on site. I didn't hurt him, other
Pathetic.
than maybe a bloody nose. Yeah,
Please
I
don't
kind of
give me.
punched him in the face.
Please don't give me a
I'm
bloody
not
nose.
going to.
I finally got my nose fixed. I don't know how to cauterize
He
it.
he he literally tried to get me to fight him hand to hand. I obliged, and then he got punched in the face and the back of the head.
Was his pride taking over or something?
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, by the way, that design is supposed to have a sand tail. I just couldn't add one that day.
Fair enough. You could have used the cat tail in Viroid and just edited the
There was
color
a sand
texture of it.
tail that was in Vvoid, but it's not very connected very well.
Yeah. Like I said, you get go into accessories and there should be a cat tail you could use as a stand-in.
Yeah.
As a similar shape.
Uh,
It's actually the cat tail is the basis of this tail, the one she
okay.
has.
Yeah.
That used the cat tail as a base. You can turn the tuft off on the end completely off. So
Time Shift has grown that much stronger. Do you see it as my own
yeah,
power?
I mean, if you think about it, it is still you.
It's just, you know me. I don't like power that isn't mine.
But is it not you if it was a past you?
It's confusing to me. Godly fighting. If you don't notice, I don't use base godly fighting. I
Yeah.
stick to evolution because I earned that. I trained my body.
Well, here's my take on it. You may have a lot of pride in, getting the power yourself. But
Again,
when the
I
chips are
have.
down, you have to be willing to use all tools that are available
Oh
to
no,
you.
I do. I will do that. Evolution's
Yeah.
far more effective.
You can grow these powers and make them your own.
Well, I have
Sure,
learned time shift.
you think of it like this. You were given these powers, but that doesn't mean that they are not yours. That power, that strength, you can hone it into something that's uniquely you.
Yeah, I've been working with
That's the way I see it.
I've been working with Fashin and Determination's Whip a lot.
Yeah.
Because I already noticed how how good it is. You're building up kinetic energy to transfer that into an attack.
Yeah.
I noticed
That's
I
a good
could.
combo. Also, just a mental image of you Spider-Manning everywhere is really amusing to me.
I found a effective tactic. One day I just discovered a thing that allowed me to use one of my eyes to lock on to an opponent for like 15 minutes. And every
Huh.
attack
So
and ev-
basically Z targeting from Zelda.
and no matter the distance it would land. It would always hit.
Huh.
I always hit.
Okay. Another one that we're gonna have to find out the name for and what iteration it's from. Noted.
Yeah, so
I really
I
need to send all this data and help update the info we have with Counter later.
yeah, but
It's so nice just to have these hologram screens. Oh,
but
right, yeah, you can't see them unless I. You know what? Never mind.
but what I do is this. When sparring with Empire, I find something that I can spin round and round on, so my legs can get the same momentum. So I can use my legs to build up. So I can just build up the kinetic energy, use that lock on eye, and just punch him as hard as possible.
That's fun. That's a fun combo.
Yeah. and then I just keep up the pressure.
Mm.
Even if I punch in the air, my punch actually connects. It's weird.
Mhm.
Anything I throw at him will always connect. After those 15 minutes, though, none of my it's not auto locked on anymore. It doesn't have too much of a
Yeah,
backlash. My eyes slightly hurts after it, but not much.
fair enough.
Sure, I dip down in some energy, but it's a very small drop off.
Yeah, makes sense given how simple the ability is.
But with Fashin, it is so busted.
Yeah.
Using Determination's whip built with Fashin, that is an amazing thing.
Yeah, these some of the combos you can pull off are terrifyingly deadly.
I mean, I have used Determination's whip to grab Empire, bring him over to me, and punch him.
Mhm.
It's very versatile. From pulling a fast escape, to building up energy for Fashin, to just bringing people over to me for a combo, or just trying to restrain them. That has been one of the most useful things I've ever unlocked.
Mhm.
Wait, how do I know it's called Determination Whip?
I don't know.
It comes from another iteration. I know it. They know it.
Probably.
Also,
I'm pretty sure it is from a past iteration.
how
Or
did I
we're just
develop
pulling up the notes again to.
how did
Mm.
I develop Danger Sense? It just popped out of nowhere one day.
Yeah. Yeah, he mentioned that from being you just the notes.
Is that the fourth? Okay, so the fourth iteration
Yep.
developed fan Danger Sense. Okay.
Yep.
I wonder how it fully works. When counter tries to attack me, I only get like a second notice. But
Hmm. It could be intention.
when Empire tries to attack me, I get like a 5 second notice or so.
Huh. Well, let's see.
Okay, Danger Sense went off really quickly.
Huh.
But I
It
got like a
could be related to the
I got
nature of the entity.
I had a 3 second notice that time. Maybe
Huh.
it's maybe it's an intention of maybe it's a mixture of the intention and the malice.
Yeah. Could be.
Counter
Amount of
barely
malice, intention, and maybe a slight drop of the nature of what's attacking you.
Counter has barely any evil within his soul. Let's face that
Hmm.
fact. So his malice is
Meanwhile,
practically
I am
none.
literally a entity of dark forces.
Empire's more evil than your
And
ass.
yeah, but by my nature, I'm a
Probably why I got more of a
darker
notice
entity.
than Empire. You're
Yeah,
you had no malice behind that attack, sure.
yeah.
It
I
was
had no malice behind it, but
your intention was to test it. Hence why it only gave me
yep,
a 3 second time frame, probably.
yeah,
If we were fighting for real, for reasons, I would probably get an even bigger time frame.
probably. I'm just patting you with it.
Uh, Why did my body?
I mean, how else am I going to? It's not like I can't.
Sorry, I'm 5'10".
What the heck? It went into a like menu and then it's not letting me interact with it to get out of it. That is weird. Hello?
I'll just cut this out of the video. Trust.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to close the freaking Steam VR menu because it's not letting me just hit the button. There we go. That was weird. Anyway.
But let's face it, without you being Sierra, right now I could whoop your ass.
Yeah, definitely.
With
me alone, and especially Cyber alone, completely destroyed.
I have no intention to hurt you guys, though.
Yeah.
Counter's done research. I don't think he's told you, but we can still interact. Not our clocks, but we can interact with each other.
Yeah. Obviously.
If I wanted to kill you, I could.
Yep.
But I have no plans to. Counter, you are way... Counter deserves to have a sibling.
Yeah. I just don't think I'm exactly,
See, even
What?
with darkness in your heart, you help him. Yet, you remember Azul.
Yeah. Obviously.
He's still grieving over that. But he tries to act
Yeah.
like he's not. I mean, someone in the past said they wanted to adopt him. Counter lashed out and said no. Oh.
Come on. There we go. Anyway.
Counter did lash out at someone that did want to adopt him.
Am I kidding me? Twice in a row. Okay, we're good.
Okay. I mean, Counter did lash out at someone that wanted to adopt him.
Yeah.
And plus, that person was just trying to use us anyway. Amethyst.
Yeah, seems about right.
That was the first time I got possessed.
Yeah, I see.
They actually successfully did it because I had to connect my spirit training body to my real body. That was a mess.
I'm surprised you've never questioned before why me and Cyber are like truly like a dark and light kind of thing.
I'll be honest, see? I just take it.
Mhm.
I just see you for who you guys are. I don't give a shit. A yin
Yeah.
and yang, probably. I don't fucking care.
Kind of. We're more so representative of two paths that have already happened, if you will. Little Shadow and Corrupt are the more extreme ends, but a protector and a destroyer, if you will. Just represented by light and dark.
Oh yeah, by the way,
And this goes back to the first iteration, actually, before Sierra ever been split. Because it wasn't right away when the clock corrupted her.
Hey,
It was. Yeah.
one,
Mm.
get a hug. I feel like I need one right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a total idiot. I can read some people. I want to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Look, see, I know I've done some stupid shit in the past.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be less.
I have two, so we're kind of even.
I try to get less. I've been less cocky recently.
Yep.
I realized that was my downfall along.
Less of a rooster. Sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a really bad joke. Don't laugh at that.
I'm not, but how many times have I let the ego? I realized whenever I got a new power up, it would get to my head.
Yep.
And I've tamed that.
Yep. Good boy. Yeah, I deserve that. Ow.
I held back.
I deserve that one. I know, but it still stings.
Just that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, no, it's completely understandable. But I mean, like, if I'm a cat, doesn't that make you a dog?
So I say woof woof.
You just did. No, please.
But what makes me dog-like?
You can be very hyperactive at times. At times. Very outgoing. Do I need to go on?
I'm not that outgoing. You might be thinking of some of the others.
True. But who is the classic of them?
Not all of my personality is tied. You forget.
I know, but
It's probably the Gabe side.
You're incredibly loyal. That's another one.
The Gabe side's probably shining through on that part, I think.
Yeah.
We're so fused that we
That's
can barely
another one.
tell each other apart.
Yeah. You're incredibly loyal.
What do you mean?
You stand by everyone, no matter what.
And let
Sure, classically, wolves are seen as such, but so are dogs too.
I let them do their own thing because I have faith in them.
You do. But you're also willing to stand with your friends and those you've grown to care about no matter what.
I will stand with friends. I will.
Exactly.
Someone tries to hurt my family.
No matter what life throws at you, you stay by what you believe in, who you believe in. Not everyone has that strength.
The third fight with when I learned that they hurt Asriel and Gino, even after I made a deal for them not to, I got pissed.
Yeah,
even though
understandable.
I knew I was outclassed, my rage took over and I decided to fight them anyway. Nearly died, but I won.
I'm good.
Yeah, but how in the hell did I nearly I question things. been hearing voices,
Well,
but I've been hearing voices recently nagging at me.
oh, great. Is it Chad again? I'm joking.
No, they sound like me.
Hmm. Possibly connecting to past iterations.
Yeah, and I've heard multiple call me a hero, and I deny it.
Hmm.
I'm not a hero. Why are they trying to implant that into my head?
I don't know.
There it is again. Fuck off! I don't care what you say. I'm not a hero in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Fuck off! Ah, so that's what I've been hearing. The past iterations.
Yeah.
Why are they nagging at me?
I don't really get stuff like that happening, but, well, the dimensional scream randomly acting up sometimes is related to them.
Well, you should get back to counter. I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home
I
and
will say the
relax.
glimpses of future events dimensional screams sometimes cause, they're not always guaranteed to happen.
Just I'll see you later. See.